Hi, everybody. I'm Will,
And I'm JC.
and you're listening to
Dude.
Dude.
Dude. Hey, dude. Dude. Hi. You're going to listen to Dude. That's what's going to happen when you're listening to Dude.
Mmm. What a great week we'll have here on Dude.
Dude, doesn't that smell delicious? I can hear your son like
It's 8:45. I think he just ran into the wall. I think he's crying.
I just heard a thud. I just as I'm sure I'm sure people were like slowly going to sleep. I know we have a lot of ASMR listeners that were listening for that. You know, they want to be relaxed, they want to be taken away, and then they just heard Archie running into a wall at 15 miles an hour. Usain Bolt just sprinting, which that's
I love having boys. I have two boys, 4-year-old and a 1.5-year-old, and actually he's almost 5. But I love it, but it's insanity. Today I took him to the park, and he goes, Dad, I gotta pee. And I said, I literally just took you to the bathroom like a minute ago. And he got mad at me. He goes, my penis wouldn't let me pee. And he screamed this at the park.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. Why? Wait, why did he yell that?
He was mad because I told him, like, I just took you to the bathroom, dude. Like, I literally just took him to the bathroom like 5 minutes prior to him asking that.
But his response was, my penis won't let me pee?
He said my penis wouldn't let me pee. Basically, he was trying to tell me, like, yeah, but my penis wouldn't let me go.
Yeah. So wait,
he's like, basically his way of saying, like, you don't have beef with me. You have beef with the old Don Johnson downstairs. It wouldn't let me go.
Well, see, I think he's a little I would interpret that he was trying to go pee and that his penis wouldn't let him pee, which is a whole nother problem. That's a medical, but that's not really the case. You were the stopper of the penis. So you were the penis police, my friend, in this situation. So I think I'm just saying, I think in a court of law, he really needs to rethink his strategy, because he would, you know, you could literally come in there like the lawyer and be like, Your Honor, I think the problem is not me, but but it's really his penis. And you hear like all the jurors gasp. They're like, "Oh!" And I'm the judge. I'll be the judge. I'll allow it.
Thank you, Your Honor. My son claims that his penis couldn't pee. Yet he told me he had to pee. 5 minutes later, that penis decided it needed to pee. And my son just screamed, my penis wouldn't let me!
And you're like, I'm not weird. I'm this guy's dad. I'm not a weirdo. I promise. I'm his father. This isn't weird.
Had I not been holding his little brother, I would have felt a little bit different. Just this grown man by himself talking to a kid, screaming, "My penis won't let
me!" Oh my God, that's
it's every day is an adventure, man. Having kids, your son is 1.5 years old, and I'm gonna say maybe around like 3, it starts becoming insane.
Well, because right now it's just gargly. It's just gargly gook. It's just him. Now he has a lot to say, but it's
adorable.
It is adorable, but it's just nonsense. It's just absolute just. It's really the equivalent of like it's Jabba the Hutt speak.
Yeah,
it's
it really is.
Like
I kind of love it though.
Mine's just now. Mine has discovered his privates, and he's just gripping them like Michael Jackson in his heyday, just constantly, just Not Michael Jackson. Let me clarify.
No, I get what
Not
you're
Michael,
saying. No, I get
yes,
what you're saying.
but for the audience, not Michael Jackson grabbing, which I'm kind of under the impression he did. I was talking him. The kids these days don't know what that man would do. He would dance, and let me tell you, that dancing kept that man out of jail, I think. And
Yeah.
he was the best dancer, but he would get so excited that he would just grab his crotch and yell out. Like,
I never
no,
thought about it that way.
it really, like, you have to be so good of a showman that you could just, like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he make those, like, weird little grunting noises, too. He's like a little...
Did he? I know it's like when you're doing an impression of Michael Jackson, they say like Shimon. Does he say that?
Oh, yeah.
Has he ever said that? What
Oh,
does he say?
yeah. I mean, that
What does
was
it mean?
that was, I mean, again, I don't think anybody, I think that was the magic of, because Michael is such a weird thing, because we only got, like, I think for millennials, Michael's a really interesting subject. We had no plans to go here, but I think this is a wonderful place to go. But, or maybe it's going to need to be cut out entirely, depending on where we veer here with this.
It's great that you went from your son to Michael Jackson, but continue.
So the reason it's interesting for like us millennials is like we only got like gremlin goblin creature Michael. Like we got the tail end of Michael and just the weirdness part of it. We didn't see any of like, he was never cool. Although here's a crazy memory. You want to tell you,
that's true.
you want, okay. You know, there's like weird children memories like that you have like, I'm not even kidding. I remember my mom, I think, kind of made it a point to be like, you never grab your stuff like that. Don't ever. Don't grab your. I think like she was at this point, like, again, I'm like 4. I'm like, because again, I think that was one of the. I think as his career progressed, he just became much more aggressive with the own crotch grab. But getting to your point, Shimon, he would do these. It was almost like a Tourette's kind of syndrome. He didn't have control of his own body when he would dance, and he would just...
It's the Michael Jordan with the tongue.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
Yeah,
and he would do the... But even then, you kind of did excuse it because you're like, God, he is a hell of a dancer. That little...
I mean, yeah.
My God. Is your son still awake? Am I still hearing... Dude, remnants of the child?
He's taking a bath. He has one mode. It's just go. It's just jump around.
What's he? Is he recreating the Titanic in the bath? What is he doing in that bath?
I have no idea. He's probably out now, but he was in the bath like 5 minutes ago.
He's recreating a naval war, dude, in the bath.
When you come home, is there a term of endearment that your wife gives you? Like, do you guys have terms of endearment for each other?
No. I don't know if that exists in the Northeast, Will.
What would happen if you gave her one? What if you called her, like, you know, a classic, like, you know, sugar buns or something, or like...
I think her first reaction would be like, I'm trying to deceive her. Like Rumpelstiltskin or something. Like, I think that's sort of also like a Northeast versus like a Midwest thing. I do feel like if you were to, well, follow me here. Like babe, I do no.
Things call each other babe all the time.
No, exactly. Babe is safe. I was actually gonna say that. Like, babe is like a safe one. But I'm saying if I were to be like, oh, hey, sugar pants, like, or be like, oh, Toodle Dove. Like, I were to say something like that, like, immediately the distrust would just go, like, she would be like, she may stab me. But no, I do generally think, like, a good Philadelphian, a good New Yorker, a good New Jersey, good Bostonian, let's just say let's say the northeastern corridor, like the true
Uh-huh.
northeastern corridor. I think if you were to approach like something like that out of thin air, they're gonna be very apprehensive to believe you're not like, I don't know, like he's clearly angling for something, or he accidentally
Really?
he accidentally bet like half of our savings on the Phillies game last night and lost it, or something has gone horribly awry. It's like in the Midwest, it's like, again, like
Mhm.
you know uh it's a matter, like you have like a traveling doorman and you're like, well, of course, why would I
Yeah.
not want to buy knives? Honey, bring the knife
Yeah.
salesman in the household. We have to see these knives. Oh my goodness, we have to buy
Oh
all
my
these knives.
God.
Wait a minute, I think that man was trying to upsell us on the knives. I don't think he was our real friend. I think he was just a salesman.
No,
Oh
Mary.
no.
No, he is just a hard-working man who is trying to sell those knives at a high-quality price, high-quality product.
Kevin, do you want to pop? Do you want to pop potentially? Or you know what?
I think we should.
Let's get the good beer out. Let's get the
Mary, I
IPAs
am
out.
not in the mood for a pop. I am feeling darn tootin' wild. I think we should go get ourselves a beer.
Yeah, yeah.
It's the best accent.
It is the best accent,
It's
and
the
the fact
silliest.
that it's so silly, and it's it's
It's so
sort of like,
unintimidating.
it
That's
is
why
super.
people think Midwest people are nice because it's so unintimidating.
Well, it's that there's a couple things that are really funny with like accents and how they work. It's like, if you're from London, especially if you're like proper English, like there's certain
Yeah.
parts that proper English accent. Like I was
Posh.
posh, debonair. Like some of those guys have the worst mouths you've ever heard, and it's like, it's okay. Like you give them a pat. It's like the same way we we allow the Midwesterners like that to be like violent alcoholics, but we
Yeah.
just make it okay because they have those sweet accents. They're like,
It's true,
like
dude.
it's like no. Whereas like anybody else, you'd be like, oh, I think John has a problem, but if it's in the Midwest, if you're, oh, don't you know, he just got a little carried away. He just had like, I don't know, like 10, 11, maybe he decided to make it a baker's dozen. I don't even know how many beers he had. But yeah, no, I mean, that's the great thing about the old Midwest, don't you know? Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
You know something I've never gotten out of my head? It was something that you told me a long time ago. One time, I think we might have been in middle school, and Chevrolet had a commercial, and the guy sings that song "Like a Rock." What's the name of that? Who's the name of that singer that sings "Like a Rock" on the Chevy? The one of the most.
Bob Seger. It's Bob Seger.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Classic
Bob
song.
Seger. Like a rock.
You
Oh, like a rock.
uncanny. That's just like it. You said, I think. I'm pretty sure he's saying Vagarok. And I was like, I think he's saying like a rock. And you were like, I'm pretty sure this is Vagarok. I was like, what is Vagarok? And I never forgot about this. So it's like, what is Vagarok? What did you think Vagarok meant? Need to say Vagarok on a commercial.
I really had no idea what Chevy was trying to communicate at all. All I saw was a large truck and
Yeah.
And by the way, you re-listen to that song, and it's not exactly the enunciation is not such that bring like brand new English speakers in and be like, what did you hear? And they'd be like, rock,
That's true.
Vagar.
He sounds like he's got a mouthful of like corned mash in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like
He's in that same ilk of like that spring sting, like
yeah.
there was those singers and this, yeah. So okay, that being said, I'm giving myself an excuse. No human being should have thought it was Vagarok maybe in my head I was thinking that was like an adjacent town to Fraggle Rock. There was Fraggle
Yeah.
Rock where the little Muppets were living under, and I was thinking, maybe there's maybe I don't vagabond people. That's what I heard. It's the same, that mishearing. I've done that for years with songs, and I just keep and I in my head, and then I can't unhear it
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
That's the other problem.
Yeah. Yeah. I have that too. But in all fairness, every time I hear that song, I don't hear Like a Rock. I hear Vag a Rock. So I mean,
Oh, Vagarock! Vag, that would be if you're going to come up with, if we're going to invent a new swear word, vag is a good one. Vag.
hey, speaking of inventing swear words, tell the people the swear word that we invented at our Christian school that we went to in middle school.
Well, to be able to, even get away with foul language, uh, you would have to make, like, we felt like we could kind of like get around things by making up our own swear words. And I think the swear word you invented,
Brilliant.
it was brilliant because let's be honest, it really grazed the sun as it pertained to like sounding like something else, but so obscure.
It feels good when you say it, though.
And it does feel good when you say it, which is I actually think the most underrated part of a good bad word is like it feels good to say, right?
Yeah.
It needs to have like a bluntness. It needs to have like a way that you could put some real
You need some
teeth.
consonants that like stop that vowel. That vowel has to go through, and the consonant goes. Gah!
Yeah, God, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's very.
And we came up with that.
Do you ever feel like, and we'll get to this, do you ever feel like then you like look at like German and like their entire language is just swear word? It just feels like it's just a swear word. Like it's just
Watch your mouth. This is the family podcast.
Maybe that's why they tried to take over the world twice, because they just
We thought they were, but they really weren't. They were just speaking. They were just talking about over brunch, and we're like, my God,
they're trying to. We're trying to do. It was just we were misunderstanding them the entire time. As such, Will, I don't know when you invented this word, but it just was. It was it camp? Was it in?
No, I remember specifically where we were. We were walking in between class, and we were going up the stairs, and we really felt like we can't say words out loud when we want to. And I said, well, what if we make something up? We can't get in trouble for it.
Sure.
And so we decided to come up with something that felt as good as saying a swear word. So reveal what the word is that we came up with.
It was a Ashemadichonker.
Ashemadichonker.
But yeah, I think the key in being able to get, because clearly the only problematic part of the word is near the end is
yeah, I mean
is the dick honker part of the word.
In retrospect, if I'm a teacher and I'm here, an 8th grader talking about dick honking, I'm gonna go over there and say
what? Because
but in our heads, we were like, we got full immunity here.
A shimma dick. Well, I think that's where we really tried to. I think we really tried to push. We really tried to push the Ashema and kind of, and then unemphasize the dick part, and then really emphasize honker. So that way you kind of felt like you could kind of skate. You could kind of meander it. You know what I mean? You could kind of Ashemadichonker.
I don't know. I liked emphasizing the dick honker part. It makes me feel good.
Yeah. Me and you have always been very big on the little things that we never would get payoff for, but that would just confuse people for the rest of their lives. And that was something that I think that was one of the reasons we always clicked, was because like I was in on that and we were both motivated by the idea of like this could confuse somebody for the
I
rest of their
thrive on it.
lives.
I
This
love when you and I are in New York City and we're walking down the street. I always love saying random things when people pass by. So, like, somebody's about to walk by, and I say, "So that's why I quit shaving grandma." And then they're walking by, and they're like, "That guy said he's shaving his grandma."
he's not only that, he's giving up shaving grandma. It must have been that traumatizing. Whatever grandma was up to, she must have been a very hairy woman. Ashemadichonker. Yeah, no, it was a great one. It was a word that we milked, and I'm sure we're going to have to bring it back and make sure that, again, maybe we bring it back to such fervor. Maybe this podcast helps reignite Ashemadichonker and bring it to the masses in a way that it couldn't. That the technology before we just didn't have at our fingertips to be able to, give the people Ashemadichonker.
This is our
Give them what they
opportunity.
deserve.
We need merch. We need to get the word out. Literally, get the word out.
I was gonna bring this up to you earlier because it happened. It's finally gotten warm enough up here that I put on sunscreen. I did sunscreen today.
On your face or your body?
On my face. I did some sunscreen on my face just because this beautiful nose tends to just get fried like hell once the sun makes an appearance. And I just had the realization, I'm like I and also with facial hair, like it just sits. I've never been good.
Yeah, dude, that's the worst part about having facial hair.
But I've never been good at sunscreen. I've always looked like I
You're
have
too.
issues.
You're not thorough. You never rub it in. All you have to do is spend an extra like 10 seconds, dude. I'm telling you, I agree with you 1,000%. You do this, and you're like, I'm good. Dude, get in the crevices, get in the nooks and crannies of your face. It's the one time you're allowed to just finger your face. Just get into it.
You're right. I gotta enjoy fingering my face. I don't enjoy fingering my face like I should. I don't know if that reminded me of like somebody from like Grease times being like, "Hey Billy, did you finger her face?" Oh,
Ooh, you know I did.
oh, God, I hope my mother listens to this and she's like, "You can't be talking about fingering faces. Why would it was a cute podcast, but then you were talking about fingering faces, and I don't know why why did you have to say about the face fingering? I don't understand."
It's just an icky little phrase.
It is such a like
it's aggressive.
but anyway, I'm not good at it, and that just sits, and then it's like again with the facial hair, it just like is there a way? You've had a beard for a long time. You played baseball, which meant that you were always in the sun. You always had to have like I feel like you always by the fact that you were a collegiate athlete, you needed to have sunscreen on. You couldn't look like an idiot in the hanging out in the bullpen with the boys. What do you do to really make sure with the facial hair? Is there a way to get it in there?
Well,
To not look like a
you give me credit because in college, if you looked at photos of me, I'm not kidding you. I have pictures of me going on dates with Jordan. I have my hat off, and I am tan from half of my forehead down to here, and then from like the mid bicep to my. I look like Puerto Rican from here to here, and then from here I look like a sickly old Irish man, like on the rest of my body.
What if like Jordan's parents, like for whatever reason, something happened where like on Facebook, like your face and stuff were cut out. It was just like it was like picture of Jordan with your arms when they were super tan, and they got real excited. They were like, "Oh, good! Finally, Jordan's gonna meet a nice Puerto Rican boy, a nice like," and like then they're really disappointed when like this like pale Irish man walks. They're like, "Ah, oh, damn it! We thought we could get some, some people that
You're
could
just
tan in this family."
if you could make up a random like Bible verses or Bible like books of the Bible all kind of sound the same. If you could just make up a book of the Bible, what do you think would fool people? Like an actual made up Jessamias 5:17.
I honestly think like you could. Here's the funny thing: I literally think you could be like mutations. Like just call it mutations. Like now turn to mutations 433, and you're like mutations. All right, like it's sad, but it sounds. You're like, all right. You know what's incredible about church is I have probably sat through, no joke, hundreds, I know
Yeah.
thousands,
Yeah.
thousands of hours
Same.
of mass, of church,
Yeah.
of all, because again, grew up, we were Catholic for a degree, then went Methodist. Why my wife's Catholic, so kind of going back that way. Grandparent, we're all over the place. And you know what's crazy? I still have never been good at transitioning between the Bible and whatever song we're singing. I'm horrible at it.
What do you
And
mean?
I've
Oh,
you
I
know
don't know
how
what you're saying.
okay, you know how like you'll have please now open the Bible to John
Oh,
32:5, and
right.
that's easy. But then they'd be like, now open up your hymnal and go to, and then like I would always
Oh, the
pretend
hymn?
like, oh, I could never find,
Yeah.
I could
Yeah.
never, and I always would be like, I would just open it up and like
Yeah.
randomly, like I could never find it quickly at all, and then I was always confused, like depending on also what church you went to, like just the system. I can't. I'm probably that dumb, but it felt like a very broken system where I do feel like I was
Yeah.
looking around and everybody
You're
was
not
like,
lying. You're not lying. But here, can I offer some advice? I
yes,
learned something probably at the age 8 or 9. Someone told me that the word watermelon hits
yeah,
all the syllables so much that you can just you can word it out. So whenever they were singing, I didn't want to flip to the actual hymn, so I just opened the book and just started going. And it looks like people were looking at me like, that Skaggs boy knows his words.
I always it was
He's
always
singing along just fine.
I was always, but I was always like sandwiched between like two people that like they could always call my bluff because like they would like look and like I was like at the very last page of the hymnal. It was like and they clearly I don't know they either did a better job selling it or I always felt like they had some sort of inside baseball knowledge that I did not
Yeah,
have on
yeah.
finding the hymnal so much quicker. I could never find it. And then by the time I'd find it, and then I would find it,
It's over.
like they'd be like, it's over. The whole thing's over.
But hey, let me ask you something. When you're at a service like that and people are singing, what percentage of the time are you actually singing, and what percentage of the time are you just barely whispering it? So people can see your Adam's apple singing, but you're not actually singing.
No, you know who's the best? And this is I do have to tell this. My father-in-law. I love my father-in-law. I'm going to state that. You have to, whenever that's prefaced,
he's the best, by the way. Yeah, he is the best.
He is the best. Horrible singer. Like, Will, I know you're kind of self-conscious about your singing. I'm going to tell you right now, you are Pavarotti compared to my father-in-law. You are one of the tenors. Like, was it the 4 tenors or 3 10, whatever those very famous Pavarotti was, I think, one like you are Chris Stapleton, you are whoever you want to say. He has one of the worst singing voices, and what he does, and
Does he
I
belt
think
it?
it, but he belts it like a second and a half late. So like, so like everybody's like, like everybody else is kind
He's
of like,
playing
even if you're
catch
like,
up always.
oh, and so like you have to, but like it's great, but he also like picks and chooses which word, so he's not like consistently singing. It's just
As
like
long as he sings it, that's his philosophy. As long as I'm singing it,
it'll be
that's
like
all that God
but
cares
it'll
about.
just be like, but then like you won't hear him for a little bit, and then you'll hear Lord, like you know what I mean. You'll hear it just belted, and you're like, what? Like, and I'm telling you what, again, it's he wants to make sure the priest knows he's there.
Yeah. Well, going back to my original question, what, well, how often are you actually singing? Because I am never singing out loud. At best, I'm whispering it so you can kind of see my Adam's apple moving. So
I would say like, because I kind of look at the hymns, like I kind of look at it like, you ever remember that game Garage Band?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, where like you would get points based upon like how much percent like of or like Dance Dance Revolution, where like you get like a score composite. I would say like my hit rate, I would say I'm probably about 25%. Like there's certain ones like Be Now My Shepherd or something, like, that's like an old like Be Now My Shepherd. Like I know like that part, so I'll kind of get louder then, but then like the other parts of it, like and then a lot of times I just say words that rhyme with whatever it is, like,
That's when you got to do the watermelon theory.
watermelon, watermelon, watermelon. And then I hear my father-in-law is coming in there after everybody's like, the books have closed. You've heard the hymnals close, and he's like, "Be now my
No.
savior!" Just scream. Oh my God, he's yeah. It is the voice of a dying bird. It's incredible.
Okay, so as you all know, we're a fairly new podcast, and we do have an Instagram. And
So, Will, real quick. So, like and subscribe to if you enjoy what you're hearing. If you don't enjoy,
we know
I
you do.
guess
You have to be.
you have to.
This
If
is
you're
the
here
best
this
content
long,
you'll ever find.
yeah, seriously, this is the kind of things that is going to heal the world. Israel, Palestine, we're solving that. Democrats, Republicans, we're bringing people together. This is the kind of stuff, the hard hitting content that the world needs. So, like, subscribe, write a review. Say I gouged my eyes out. Say it helped me see the light. Say I used to be diabetic. I'm not diabetic anymore after listening to this. Will
this is
and
happening.
JC are my insulin. They're my insulin.
I love that. I love that. We are your insulin. But don't cut back on your insulin though.
I don't. Let's. The caveat is still use your insulin. I think. Yeah. So
But
yeah.
we are on. I want to say we're on Spotify and Apple.
Mm-hmm.
So subscribe to whichever one you listen to, and also we are on Instagram. And I thought it'd be fun. We have a lot of old friends. Not so many new friends, but a lot of old friends that
None. No
that are
new
following.
friends.
Let's see. Chris Lewis, he just started following us. Went to high school with him.
Hey, Chris.
Shout out,
What's
Chris.
going on?
We've got Karen. I don't know him as well as you do.
Karen Sirwansing, fantastic, great friend. He's got a new product dropping here. Who knows? We may advertise for it here. We may help launch the product here. By the way, on Chris Lewis made me cry laughing every single soccer practice as he would literally scream floppy ding dong as we were doing wind sprints. He just screamed floppy ding dong, and I couldn't stop laughing.
Um, we're going to shout out Janice Russo, uh,
Yes.
Bas Bascano.
Bascano.
Thank you. Jacob, my cousin Jacob, he was very mad that I didn't tell him about this podcast. So shout out to Jacob. My sweet neighbor Kelly Stair, my wife on all three of her accounts. Shout out to her business account, Skaggs and Accounting Company. Joel Crum, not to be confused with JC Crum.
Or my son Joel. You know, he's not listening. He's just asleep. That little bastard.
He can't listen to this.
No, not yet. Not yet.
David Wolfer, old friend, started following, and he messaged us. So shout out to David Wolfer, good guy.
Yeah. So these are the kind of things. And Andrew Harmon, we have Andrew Harmon and
Andrew. I was about to say Andrew
and his husband Evan are both listeners, and again we may have them on. Also, you know, we're also hoping that we get lots and lots of Russian bots to listen to us too.
Yes.
So we will also promote Russian bots. You know,
you want to follow us? We're not going to discriminate.
Women, men, frogs. We're all about that. So
yes, absolutely. We'll take any follower we can get.
Mm-hmm. At this point, anything.
Yes. Yeah. If your dog has an account,
please
follow the pod.
Yeah, follow the pod. Pod up.
But yeah, comment, like, subscribe, and if you got a business that wants to pay us, let's do a sample real quick. Let's do a sample of what an advertisement could sound like. What should we sell real quick? Give me a product.
Cup.
Red cups. JC, tell us about this wonderful product, Red Cup.
Well, let me tell you, before Red Cup, I had to just drink out of my hands. I would go under the fountain. I would be at Qdoba, and they would say, "Sir, your drink," and it would be one of those cool mixing drinks, you know, where you can like mix the different flavors. And I would just and everyone looked so sad at me, and they said, "Well, you know, that's what you had. We invented this incredible machine that can make all these great mixes, yet all I could drink out of was my hands." Then, by having a red cup, because guess what? Liquid can go in the red cup. It doesn't have to just drip slowly and methodically through your hands like I had up until I didn't discover Red Cup until 3 weeks ago.
But JC, surely an innovative product like this costs hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh, in fact, you can get hundreds of Red Cups for probably around $10. And that is the kind of time, effort, and energy you will get if you advertise on this sweet, sweet dude pod.
Use promo code
dude and get 10% off.
Let's hope so. Well, dude, I think it's time to go.
Well, to all our little dudes out there, kiss your mothers, slap your grandma, and tell that fish you love her.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Have a great week, everyone.
See you next week, dudes.